Well, we just heard all the details about Saturday's red, white, and blue barbecue at Clear Path for Veterans. That event was originally the vision of former Syracuse University football coach Doug Marrone and his wife Helen. They are longtime supporters of Clear Path and came up with the idea back in 2011 before the facility was even complete. Since then, the Marrones have made every effort to get back to Central New York for the event. And Coach Doug Marrone joins us this morning from Jacksonville. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing well, Tim. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thanks. It's great to see you again. How did you get tied in with Clear Path?
Well, at the time, Melissa Spicer was running basically a dog training type school close to us, and my wife, obviously, we brought a dog with us when I came to Syracuse from New Orleans, and they had gotten together and become friends. And then, Melissa had this vision of doing something for veterans and spoke to my wife about it. And it's something that's close to me. Obviously, everyone pretty much except for myself has been in the military. My uncle was in Vietnam for a long time and came back and, had a lot of issues and was with the VA. So a lot of time when I was younger, I spent a lot of time in the VA hospitals and visiting my uncle. But obviously, the great appreciation I have for what the men and women do in this country. And Melissa came up with a great idea, and it was a home roots type program. There's a lot of national programs, and I know that they're all good, but we wanted to get involved with something that we can kind of sink our teeth in, be part of, not just financially, but to be able to go in there and look at things and really see the progress.
You've remained a part of that. How does it feel to watch as this project has grown and grown over the years?
It's really been amazing. I mean, the resources that, Melissa and the staff and what they've done. I mean, at first it just started with, dog training for, the PTSD, when they came back and helping them, get over that. And then, it became a wellness center. And then, the acupuncture massages, this craft. There's so much going on right now that it's really built up quite a bit. And I think it's important. I think, I always took a lot of pride, being in the community up there in Syracuse and being able to support such a worthy foundation, one where, at least I felt, as someone that was going to give financially, you can see actually, where everything is going and how they use it. And, they need every resource they can get.
You talked about your respect for the military. You took your teams from Syracuse up to Fort Drum to train. What did that do for the team?
Well, I think it did a lot. It's interesting. At the time, the commander of Fort Drum was, General Milley, who's actually now is the highest-ranking, Army officer in the United States. And for me, it was important to go up there, and it brought our team closer, and it brought us to handle adversity better when we were bringing in. And the evenings were good, but they were very tough. We would bring in, soldiers that had been overseas. They would come back in, and they were really close to the same age as our players. And the amount of responsibility that they had, the amount of accountability, for each other, in true life and death situations, those stories were, truly amazing stories for us to hear as a football team. One that, we had so much, where, most of the players are on scholarship. We have a lot going on for us. And then to watch, the military, the way they train, the way they communicate with each other, I really thought it was probably one of the greatest experiences as far as football, that I had when we went up there.
Well, Doug Marrone, last year you took the Jacksonville Jaguars to the AFC Championship game, first division title since 1999. Mini camp this week. How are things going?
It's going well. I think, we talked to the players quite a bit. A lot of the national media is trying to take us back to the, the championship game and really putting us back into that type of setting. And, as far as how I've been talking to the players, a lot like I've always have on every team that I've coached is, that we have to go back and we have to, rebuild this foundation and make sure that the lessons that we learned from last year was the amount of work that we put in, how hard we worked, how close we were as a football team, and really trying to work on those things, knowing that, as we lay this foundation down, if we don't do it the proper way and there's any cracks, then we're not going to be able to build upon it. It's just going to fall through. So I think the players, understand that. They know that, people are trying to get us ahead of ourselves, and, we're pretty much trying to go back to basics and build this thing up again.
And you're working with another Orange legend down there in Tom Coughlin. What does his presence mean to the team?
It means quite a bit. I mean, it's a big deal. It really is. I mean, not only a presence to the team, but the whole organization, and even for our fans. And, I know for me, especially in the position that I'm in, knowing that Coach Coughlin has done it, he's won, multiple Super Bowls. And he's someone that when I was, Floyd Little, when I was at Syracuse University, Floyd worked in the athletic department, really got us together. And for every year I was at Syracuse, I'd go down to New Jersey and meet with Coach Coughlin. And then when I was with Buffalo, I relied on him quite a bit and how he handled things. So, we've been talking for multiple years, and to be working with him now is truly it's really an honor.
Doug Marrone, we appreciate your help talking with us today and your support for Clear Path for Veterans. All the best to you.
Great. Thank you very much, Tim.
It is a great organization. If you'd like to learn more, check them out at clearpathforvets.com. That's the digit 4.